Welcome to my channel. What if I told you she married a man only for his money? But something happened that changed her heart forever. Would you do the same? Comment below. Do you believe love can grow after marriage? Chapter 1. The deal she made with herself. Emily lived in a small village. Her house had no floor, just dirt. The windows were broken. Her father was sick. Her mother worked too much. Emily was only 22, but her eyes looked older. She always wanted something better. Not castles, not diamonds. Just peace. A full plate of food. A warm home. A safe place. One day, her uncle came to visit. He was rich. He lived in the city. He said, "There is a man named Daniel. He is looking for a wife. He is kind. He has money. He has a big house. He is not young, but he is alone. You can help each other." Emily looked at her mother. Her mother was crying. Her father coughed again. That night, Emily sat alone and thought. She whispered, "I want love. But love cannot buy medicine. Love cannot buy bread. Maybe money can." She made a deal with herself. She said, "I will marry him. I will give him respect. Not love, but peace. I will not cheat. I will not lie. But I will protect my family." Daniel came to meet her. He wore a gray suit. He was quiet. His eyes were tired but gentle. He said, "I know you don't love me. I'm not asking for love. I'm asking for honesty, for company, for care. You can live your life. You will be safe. You will be free." Emily nodded. She did not smile. She did not cry. She just said, "Okay." 2 weeks later they got married. It was not a big wedding. No music, no dancing. Just words. Just silence. Emily wore a simple white dress. Her hands were cold. Daniel stood beside her. He did not touch her. After the ceremony he said, "Thank you. I know this is not easy." When they reached the city, Emily saw the house. It was huge. The floor was shiny. The bed was soft. There were flowers in every room. A servant took her bag. Another one served tea. But Emily felt nothing. No joy. No fear. Just emptiness. Her room was next to his. He said, "You don't have to share a bed. You don't have to talk. Just be here." That night she looked at herself in the mirror. She touched her face. She said, "This is not love. This is not a dream. But it is life. My family can eat now. My father can get medicine. My mother can rest." She sat on the bed. Quiet. Alone. Days passed. Daniel went to work. He left early. He came home late. He always knocked before entering her room. He never asked questions. Every night, he read a book. Emily watched him from the hallway. He looked peaceful, like a man who had lost something long ago. One night, Emily asked, "Why did you marry me?" Daniel closed his book. He said, "Because I wanted peace. I was tired of being alone. I don't want anything from you. I just want you to be safe." Then he smiled. Just a little. Emily said nothing. She walked away, but her heart felt something. Not love, but maybe respect. What would you do if you were Emily? Would you choose love or safety? In this story, Emily made a choice, a difficult one, but her journey is just beginning. Chapter 2. The Golden Cage. Emily woke up in her new room. The curtains were soft and white. The bed was big. The air smelled like roses. Outside her window there was a garden with a fountain. Birds were singing. Everything looked perfect. But inside her heart, she felt nothing. She walked through the house. It was quiet. Too quiet. Every step made a sound. Her footsteps echoed in the hallways. She opened the fridge. It was full of food. Fruits, cakes, juices, meat. But she was not hungry. She poured a glass of water. Her hands were shaking a little. She sat at the table. Alone. A maid came and said, "Do you need anything, ma'am?" Emily shook her head. She whispered, "No, thank you." She didn't feel like the owner of the house. She felt like a guest, or maybe a prisoner. A beautiful, golden cage. No one was unkind. No one shouted. But no one smiled either. Days passed. Daniel came home every night. He greeted her politely. He asked, "Are you okay?" She always said, "Yes." Then he went to his study and read books. She sat alone in her room. Sometimes she heard the sound of pages turning. Sometimes she heard him cough. But they didn't talk much. She looked at herself in the mirror often. She wore beautiful clothes now, expensive shoes, soft scarves. But she still looked sad. She touched her face and said, "Who are you now?" The village girl inside her felt far away. She missed her small home. She missed her mother's voice. She missed the wind that came through the broken window. One day, she walked into the garden. She touched the flowers. They were red and yellow, bright and soft. She sat near the fountain. The sound of water helped her breathe. Daniel came outside. He sat on the bench, not too close. He said, "Do you like the garden?" Emily nodded. "It's very peaceful," she said. They sat in silence for a long time. Then Daniel said, "My wife died 5 years ago. She loved this garden. After she passed, I stopped coming here. But now, I see life again." Emily looked at him. He looked tired but gentle. She didn't know what to say. She just said, "I'm sorry." He smiled and said, "Thank you." That night, Emily could not sleep. She kept thinking about Daniel. He was kind. He never raised his voice. He never touched her without asking. He never forced her to love him. She whispered to herself, "He is not a bad man. He is lonely, just like me." The next morning she made tea. She put it on a tray and took it to his study. Daniel looked surprised. She said, "Would you like some tea?" He smiled. "Yes, thank you." She sat down near the window. He looked at her and said, "You can come here any time." She said, "Maybe I will." She started reading books from his shelf. Small books, simple stories. She didn't understand every word, but she tried. Daniel helped her. He said, "Don't worry about every word. Just enjoy the story." She listened. Slowly she began to like the sound of English. She began to feel proud when she understood a sentence. They started talking more, about books, about flowers, about memories. Their sentences were short and easy. "What is your favorite color?" he asked. "Blue," she said. "And yours?" "Green," he replied, "because it means life." Emily laughed one evening. Just a small laugh. Daniel looked up from his book and said, "You should do that more often." She looked at him. "Do what?" "Laugh," he said. "It suits you." She didn't answer, but inside her chest, something moved. Not love. Not yet. But something warm. The golden cage was still there, but now there was music inside it. There was tea. There were books. There was silence, but a soft, kind silence. Not empty, not heavy. Emily began to wonder, what if this house could be more than a cage? What if it could become a home? Chapter 3. The First Smile. Emily woke up early. The sun was soft and golden. She felt different. Not happy, not excited, but not empty either. She looked outside. The garden was fresh. Birds were flying. The wind touched the trees gently. She smiled a little, not with her mouth, but inside her heart. She walked to the kitchen. For the first time, she made 2 cups of tea, one for herself and one for Daniel. Her hands didn't shake this time. She walked to his study and knocked. "Come in," he said. She opened the door. "Good morning," she said. "Tea?" Daniel looked up, surprised. He smiled. A real smile. "Yes," he said. "Thank you." They sat in silence, but it didn't feel strange. The silence was calm, like music with no words. Daniel said, "The sun is nice today." Emily nodded. "Yes, I like mornings now." He looked at her and said, "I'm glad you're here." She didn't know what to say, so she said nothing. But her heart remembered those words. Later that day, Daniel gave her a small book. It was easy English, short stories with pictures. "You can try this," he said. "It might help you learn." She took the book and said, "I will try." That afternoon she read one story, then another. She didn't understand everything, but she understood enough. She felt proud. In the evening she showed the book to Daniel. "I read 2 stories," she said. "I think I understand them." Daniel smiled. "That's wonderful." Emily asked, "Can we talk in English?" "Just a little." Daniel said, "Of course. Let's try." They started speaking slowly, very slowly. "Do you like books?" Daniel asked. "Yes," Emily said. "Books make me feel safe." "What is your favorite food?" "Rice and tea." He laughed. "Me too." Emily felt something she hadn't felt in a long time. Joy, just a little. Like a small candle in a dark room, not bright, but alive. Daniel didn't try to teach her too much. He didn't make her feel small. He made her feel strong, seen. They began talking every day. Just a few minutes, but it was the best part of her day. They laughed sometimes. They shared small things. Daniel told her about his school days. Emily told him about the river near her village. He listened. She listened. It felt easy, natural. One evening Emily asked, "Why do you always read books?" Daniel looked at her. "Because they don't lie. They don't leave. They are always there when I need them." Emily looked down. "I think I want to be like that," she said. "Quiet, but kind." Daniel said, "You already are?" That night, Emily stood in her room. She looked in the mirror. For the first time, she smiled. Not because she had to, not because someone asked her, but because she wanted to. Her eyes looked soft. Her face looked alive. She whispered, "I'm changing." She began writing new words in a notebook. Smile. Talk. Listen. Friend. Every day she learned 5 new words. She used them in small sentences. Daniel helped her. "You are doing great," he said. "One step at a time." Their days became gentle, warm, like spring after winter. They didn't talk about love. They didn't talk about the past. They just shared the present. And the present was enough. Emily once said, "I thought I came here for money. But now I'm learning something more valuable." Daniel looked at her and said, "And what is that?" She replied, kindness, peace, and English. They both laughed. She didn't love him yet. Not fully, but she respected him. She liked him. She wanted to talk to him more. She wanted to see his smile again, and again. And somewhere deep inside her heart, a door opened. Just a little. Chapter 4. The Forgotten Piano. One rainy afternoon, Emily walked around the house. The windows were foggy. The sky was gray. The garden looked sleepy. Daniel was not home. He had gone to a meeting. The house was quiet again. But Emily didn't feel lonely. She just felt curious. She opened a door she had never opened before. It was a small room, a little dark. Dust floated in the air like tiny snow. In the center of the room stood something covered with a white cloth. Emily walked closer. She touched the cloth and pulled it away slowly. A piano. Old. Beautiful. Brown wood. Black and white keys. Some keys were broken, but most were fine. She touched one key. It made a sound, soft and sweet. She smiled. Her fingers moved again. Another sound. Then another. She sat down slowly. Her hands began to play. The sound filled the room. A quiet song. Not perfect, but real. Music she had learned in her childhood. From her grandmother. Back when life was simple. Back when dreams were small. She closed her eyes and played. Her fingers remembered the song even if her mind did not. And for a moment, the house was not cold. It was alive. Suddenly she heard a voice behind her. I didn't know you could play. She turned. Daniel was standing in the doorway. He looked surprised and happy. She stood up quickly. I'm sorry, she said. I didn't ask. Daniel walked inside. Number, please. Don't stop. That was beautiful. Emily smiled. I used to play when I was little, but I stopped. Why? There was no piano, and no time for music. Daniel looked at the piano. He touched it gently. My wife used to play this too. After she died, I closed this room. Emily whispered, Do you miss her? Daniel nodded. Every day. They sat on the old bench together, quiet again, but not heavy, just soft, like old friends remembering something important. Emily said, Music makes people feel less alone. Daniel smiled. Yes. And I think this house needs music again. From that day, Emily played the piano every evening. Not for long, just a song or two. Daniel sat nearby and listened. Sometimes they talked. Sometimes they didn't. But both of them felt something new, something warm, something honest. Emily began to write more English words in her notebook. Piano, song, memory, touch. She made sentences. I play the piano. He listens. We feel quiet together. Her English was growing, but something else was growing too. Her heart. Daniel started sharing more about his past, his fears, his mistakes. Emily listened. She didn't judge. She didn't speak much, but her silence was kind. He said, I used to be very busy. I thought money could fix everything, but it didn't fix my heart. Emily said, I thought the same. He looked at her. And now? She paused. Now, I don't know, but I feel better. He smiled. That's enough for today. One evening, Daniel brought her a gift, a small music book. For beginners, he said. She opened it. Inside were easy songs and simple notes. This will help you learn more, he said. Emily looked at him. You believe in me? I do. he said. She felt her eyes become wet, but not from sadness, from something gentle, something new. That night, she wrote in her notebook, "Today I played music again. Today I felt alive. And someone listened." She closed the book and looked outside. The sky was full of stars. The rain was gone, and so was the silence in her heart. Chapter 5. The Storm and the Truth. Weeks passed. The days became warmer. The house felt different now. It had life. It had sound. It had smiles. Emily and Daniel shared tea, stories, music, and simple words. Their English practice became a habit, but it never felt like a lesson. It felt like friendship. One evening Daniel came home late. His face looked pale. His eyes were tired. He didn't say much. Emily asked, "Are you okay?" He smiled weakly. "Just work stress." He didn't eat much that night. He just sat in his chair, silent, looking outside at nothing. The next morning he left early. No tea, no smile, no words. Emily sat alone at the table. She touched her cup. Something didn't feel right. She had learned how to read faces now, and Daniel's face was not peaceful anymore. It was heavy, sad, afraid. Later that day, Daniel's friend came to the house. He was a short man with a serious voice. He asked for Daniel, but he wasn't home. Then he said something that made Emily freeze. If he doesn't fix this soon, he'll lose everything. Emily's heart dropped. That night, Daniel came home late again. She waited for him in the study. He walked in, surprised to see her. She looked at him. "Tell me the truth," she said. "Please." Daniel sat down. He didn't speak for a moment. Then he said quietly, "My business is failing. I made some bad choices. The company is in trouble. I might lose the house, the cars, everything." Emily felt her chest tighten. She had never thought this would happen. She remembered the day she said yes to the marriage, for safety, for comfort, for her parents. And now, that safety was shaking. Daniel looked away. "I'm sorry. I know why you married me. I understand. And I don't blame you. If you want to leave, I will not stop you." Emily didn't answer. She just looked at him. His eyes were full of fear. Not for himself, but for her. He was afraid of losing her. Not the house. Not the money. Her. She stood up and walked away. That night she didn't sleep. She sat on her bed, thinking. She looked at the piano. She opened her notebook. So many words. So many memories. Kind. Safe. Smile. Respect. None of those words had anything to do with money. In the morning she made breakfast. She placed it on the table. Daniel walked in. He looked tired, surprised. "You made this?" he asked. She nodded. "Sit." They ate together. Slowly, quietly. Then Emily looked at him and said, "You gave me more than money. You gave me space, peace, words, time. You taught me English. You listened to me. That matters more." Daniel looked at her. "But I have nothing left." Emily smiled softly. "You're wrong. You have me. And I'm not here for money anymore." A tear rolled down his cheek. He wiped it quickly, but Emily saw it. She reached across the table and held his hand. For the first time. That evening she played the piano again. The sound was stronger, braver. Daniel sat near her. He didn't read. He just listened. When the song ended, Emily looked at him. she said. "I think I married a rich man. But I found a good man," Daniel whispered. "And I found something I thought I lost forever. Love." The storm was still outside. The company was still in trouble. But inside the house, everything was calm. Everything was clear. Emily had made a deal with herself once, to marry for money. But now, something had changed. She had found truth. Chapter 6. She fell in love. The storm passed slowly. The company didn't fully survive. Daniel sold his business. He sold the cars. He kept the house, but it felt smaller now. Not in size, in silence. No more phone calls. No more long meetings. Just quiet days. Simple food. Slow mornings. But something beautiful was happening. Every morning Daniel and Emily had breakfast together. She made tea. He cut fruit. They talked, sometimes in English, sometimes in smiles. The fear was gone. The pretending was gone. What stayed was real. Emily started speaking more. Her English was better now. She didn't need to think too much. The words came softly, naturally. She could say how she felt. "I like this. I miss that. I'm happy today." One morning she looked at Daniel and said, "You helped me find my voice." Daniel smiled. "And you helped me find my heart." Emily began teaching herself. She watched English videos. She read books. Daniel joined her. They laughed at simple jokes. They learned songs together. One day she said, "I want to teach English someday." Daniel looked proud. "You will." In the evenings, she still played the piano. But now, Daniel sang with her, not always on key, but always with joy. The sound filled the house, not like before, not like a big, empty place. Now it was a home, a warm, small, glowing home. Then one night, a quiet night, they sat on the garden bench, the same bench they once sat on in silence. The sky was full of stars. Emily looked at Daniel. She said softly, "Do you know something?" "What?" he asked. "I didn't love you when we got married. Not even a little. I was scared. I was tired. I just wanted peace." Daniel nodded. "I know. But now," she said, "when I look at you, I feel safe. When you speak, I feel calm. When I laugh, it's real. And when I play music, I want you to hear it first." Daniel didn't speak. He just listened. She touched his hand and said, "I love you, Daniel. I didn't plan it. I didn't expect it. But it's real." Daniel's eyes were full. He tried to speak but couldn't. He held her hand tighter and whispered, "You are the love I never thought I'd find." That night they didn't speak much. They just sat together. The stars watched. The wind moved softly. It was enough. Emily wrote in her notebook before bed, "I married a man for money. But money didn't give me happiness. Kindness did. Patience did. Love did." She closed the notebook and smiled. This was not the life she had imagined. It was better. She didn't feel like a guest anymore, or a prisoner. She felt like a wife, a woman, a friend, and someone deeply in love. If this story touched your heart, if it helped you feel something real in simple English, comment below. What was the moment that stayed with you? What part made you smile or cry? Like this video if it helped you understand English through story. Subscribe to this channel, because we don't just teach words, we teach feelings. We teach real life. Through story. Through heart. Let's walk this journey together. Word by word. Heart to heart. Thank you for watching. Welcome to my channel. What if I told you she married a man only for his money? But something happened that changed her heart forever. Would you do the same? Comment below. Do you believe love can grow after marriage? Chapter 1. The deal she made with herself. Emily lived in a small village. Her house had no floor, just dirt. The windows were broken. Her father was sick. Her mother worked too much. Emily was only 22, but her eyes looked older. She always wanted something better. Not castles, not diamonds. Just peace. A full plate of food. A warm home. A safe place. One day, her uncle came to visit. He was rich. He lived in the city. He said, "There is a man named Daniel. He is looking for a wife. He is kind. He has money. He has a big house. He is not young. But he is alone. You can help each other." Emily looked at her mother. Her mother was crying. Her father coughed again. That night, Emily sat alone and thought. She whispered, "I want love. But love cannot buy medicine. Love cannot buy bread. Maybe money can." She made a deal with herself. She said, "I will marry him. I will give him respect. Not love, but peace. I will not cheat. I will not lie. But I will protect my family." Daniel came to meet her. He wore a gray suit. He was quiet. His eyes were tired but gentle. He said, "I know you don't love me. I'm not asking for love. I'm asking for honesty. For company. For care. You can live your life. You will be safe. You will be free." Emily nodded. She did not smile.